Namaste and welcome. I'm JC Yogi and welcome to my channel. Today as well, another snippet. I'm going to talk about the Dharma wheel. So many of you might have seen or maybe heard or maybe not. Dharma wheel is a beautiful wheel constructed quite strong, quite solid, and mine has a foam and a beautiful mandalas, and you find them anywhere on obviously Amazon, eBay, and so on. So these wheels are so amazing to open the back, open the shoulders, and I use them a lot in my practice. I've been using them for about 5 years or so. And I introduced a few classes using them, only 1 hour class using the Dharma wheel. And today I'm going to demonstrate a couple of asana where you can use, you don't have to go into inversion. You don't have to go into big back bend, but I'll show you some of these. So, just for safety, you make sure the wheel is sturdy, you make sure you have plenty of room around if you ever use them, and I will explain a bit more about the class what I'm doing. So, to work your upper and shoulders, you can hold the wheel, I'm going to stay facing you, and go wide. And you hold the wheel up towards the sky, elbows slightly bent, press slightly onto the wheel, like you're doing wide-legged forward bend, but we're going to stay up. Breathing in, so we'll go sideways now. You lengthen and then you pull the shoulder blade back, breathing in. And then if you have enough room to extend your arms straight up, and then you move to the left, soften the ribs, back to the center, and over to the right, and back to the center. This is super opening the side body and help you to lengthen, to goes into the back, the shoulders, and especially the head of the arm go back when it goes into a back bend. Now, how to use this in Warrior 2? Very, very simple. Make sure the wheel in front of your mat. And you place right foot onto the wheel. And then very lightly, you walk your left foot back. When you have your one foot on the wheel, you're going to make sure you claw the toes in because it's going to open into the adductors as well. And then you open up from here, breathing in, and open your arms like a Warrior 2 pose. Exactly as you do Warrior 2 on your foot on the ground, but you have the wheel beneath you. This energy, because the wheel wants to pull out to the front, you make sure you pull the center. So what that teaches us, when you're into Warrior 2 without the wheel, you engage your front heel to opposite instep. And that action is going to draw into the inner thigh to the adductors. At the same time, give you lengthen in your body. And I'm going to demonstrate one leg once, but this, of course, if you switch there. Now, when it comes onto the floor working with Ardha Hanuman, for example, half split, please make sure you have as well a brick. I'd like to use a brick as well as the wheel because that is super, super important. You bring the 2 bricks either side of the wheel, you're on your left knee, and then gently you bring the right calf, ankle, onto the wheel. And you hold the bricks underneath your shoulder directly, tuck your toe on your left leg, move your foot back. And that's it. As simple as that, but trust me, it's not simple because this is going to start to wobble. This is where you teach us how to push the back, the calves, the back of the ankle into it, and you press your hand into the blocks to lengthen the spine. And you teach us as well to pull the wheel towards the left heel or left toe. And to go a little bit more deeper, I'm lifting my left knee off the ground and I push my hips down and I lift through the heart center. Oh, my left leg now doing massive, amazing work. It teaches us to stabilize the hips forward, the pelvis floor, like off to the front, stabilize the shoulders, and of course, working the core muscle. And you hold it for about a minute or so, and you gently release your foot and the bricks. As I said, you have to be super important, you have to take your time with the wheel. Now, you can work a lot of core strengths. I'm sure to demonstrate one of them. And Navasana pose, for example, or low Navasana, or the Navasana. When you're on your back, you take the wheel like we did started, and then you straight on your back, arms lying over your head, over hovering of the mat, and this is great for the shoulders. When you do Ardha Navasana, you lift your feet off the ground and lengthen. This is a superpower. strong your anterior chair muscles to help your back. You don't have to hold it for long. Your back not lifted, you can see my trembling through my voice because that's super strong. And then you start to work, if you wish, into form of core strength. You can work the obliques and so much more to do with this wheel. And I'm going to demonstrate quickly a back bend or hip flexor. Let's do actually first how I'm going to stretch my towards my thigh. You can take like a hero pose or Vajrasana. You take the wheel lightly on your back like this. You sit with your knees apart. You hold your hand and you lightly lean backward. So you don't want to go further because we're not doing back bend, we're getting to above the thigh. You draw in, push your feet, knees down, hold it to your heel, and then lengthen from this part. This is going to stretch your hip flexor. You're going to stretch your thigh muscle, and you're leaning on your upper thoracic to release slightly. Now the neck gets hurt, sometimes you can tuck the head, but I find it much nicer to look in because I don't want to lift the ribs up. I want to keep pushing down. This is stretching beautifully. Then when you come out, of course, you sit back onto your heels and then you come off. Remember, the wheel might go away from you. Make sure it's always safe. So now when we go into a deeper form, I'm going to move the wheel into the sacrum, F on your toes, and then this is a heart opener. When you open the thigh muscle, this is start to open and release. Breathe. On a back bend, you maintain the breath as soft as you can. And if you find it, oh my God, it's too much, you can take 1 block or 2 blocks under the forearm to release it. Just take your time. When you hold it, this is really good to hold for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. This is a deepen, opening your back body. And of course, we're stretching into extended child pose. You hold the wheel in front of you, big toe touching, knees apart. Hold into the wheel, and then extend into child pose. So there's a quick snippet. I will add some of the other maybe asana with it at some point, and we come to a more advanced one, forearm balances, the full Hanuman form, and other form, help us with Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, warrior 3 pose, when we strengthen the legs across the thigh, and of course getting into more advanced work when we start to do press handstand with it as well. So tune in to my channel again to watch more videos, and if you're really interested to do some classes, I started next week, only 2 weeks, only Thursdays. One on next Thursday and one on the Thursday after, 11th and the 18th of February. And after that, from March onward, I'll probably introduce at least as well 2 classes a month specifically designed for this wheel, how we can help us to go deep into our practices. Please keep tuning into my channel, JC Yogi, info@jcyogi.com if you need any more information about my classes, teacher training, and anything else that I do, retreat, and so on. Namaste.